Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson call it quits.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are pregnant.
What? And Karlie Kloss reveals if she's still friends with Taylor Swift.
All that and more on today's rundown. Hey guys, welcome back to The Durr. We got a whole lot of news for you because it's Monday and a lot happened over the weekend.
So much happened over the weekend.
Like Drake was talking about how he at one point wanted to start a family with Rihanna.
I want to start a family with Rihanna.
Same.
But first we have to talk about Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson because they broke up, you guys. 4 months after getting engaged, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have allegedly split up. So sources tell TMZ that the singer and comedian broke up at some point over the weekend, simply deciding that the timing isn't right for the relationship to be successful. Ari recently took time off from Hollywood to mourn the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller, and Pete has been by her side through this difficult time, but she's still clearly going through a lot right now. The Blast reports that Ari needs time to, quote, work on herself and needs to be single to do that. An insider gave more details to People magazine saying this, quote, "It was way too much too soon. It's not shocking to anyone." Ari was supposed to perform at a cancer fundraiser on October 13th, but pulled out last minute. And manager Scooter Braun told the audience, quote, "Someone I'm very close to was supposed to come sing for you today, and because of things that she's going through, she couldn't be here today. And while I was frustrated being the manager, my wife, being who she always is, just looked at me and she goes, she needs this time." Ariana and Pete started dating in mid-May and then got engaged less than a month later. The celebs proceeded to move into a luxury mansion in New York City, get tons of matching tattoos, and even adopt a pet pig named Piggy Smalls. All right, guys, we have so much to download because obviously this is what everyone was talking about yesterday. And obviously I found the news actually kind of shocking. I know a lot of people aren't shocked, but only because Ari and Pete were together at SNL on Saturday.
Yeah,
so to me, I feel like something had to have gone down yesterday on Sunday for this to come about, unless Ari was just feeling this way for a while and just kind of pulled the cord. But we actually don't know who broke up with who.
Yeah, we don't. People are assuming because it's like Ariana Grande.
Right.
And Pete Davidson, the way he talks about her or has talked about her, it just makes it seem like he would never leave her because he literally said that and joked about it on SNL last week.
Right.
This news didn't come as a shock to me, them breaking up. It was just the timing of it. However, I was staying at the office when the whole Mac Miller thing happened. I was like, there's no way that's gonna be able to bring them closer. People were thinking it would bring them closer. I thought this would break them up because, God, Mac was such an important figure in Ariana's life, and that's so hard to go through.
Right.
And I couldn't imagine going through that when you're in a new relationship. Even though they're engaged, it's still like a very new relationship. So I feel for them, but you know, they're actually saying, so TMZ is reporting that Mac Miller did play a big part in this breakup. TMZ is reporting that amongst other things, their relationship was really tested after Mac Miller's death last month. Understandably, Ariana has had a very difficult time with their breakup. She reportedly ended her relationship with Mac just a few weeks before meeting Pete. The two dated for 2 years and were very serious. So when he died of an apparent overdose, obviously all eyes were on Ariana to see how she was handling Mac's tragic passing. And her heartfelt Instagram post in his honor said it all. She was heartbroken, and we could all understand why. Naturally, this affected her relationship with Pete, but none of us really knew just how much. Now TMZ is revealing what the two have been dealing with since Mac's passing. TMZ reports that sources close to the couple revealed, quote, Ariana was in an incredibly dark place following her ex-boyfriend's apparent fatal overdose. She didn't blame herself. She feels she did everything she could to get him sober, but it left her an emotional wreck. TMZ also reveals that sources say that Ariana realized a lot after Mac's death, mostly that she really couldn't fully commit to her relationship with Pete. The strange part about all of this is that nobody saw this coming. I mean, they were still posting on their socials about each other. Ariana was just supporting Pete this last weekend for SNL. So it really comes down to what happened, because if she was just there on Saturday supporting Pete, everything must have gone down Saturday night, because we found this out yesterday. There's no way this happened on Sunday and like an hour later we had the story. If so, damn TMZ, I'm impressed.
I know. We have so much to download though, because you actually mentioned this in the office earlier today. It has been a really long time since Ariana Grande has been single.
Yes.
And I think with the tragedy of what happened with Mac Miller, I think this is a good time for her to spend time alone, process her feelings, figure out, you know, how she feels about everything, and maybe her and Pete will get back together. I personally love her and Pete together, and for someone that's been around a lot of heartbreak through like Bachelor and Heartbroken Anonymous.
Heartbroken Anonymous.
Yeah, I feel
Big
like this heartbreak is probably really hard on Pete as well. I know everyone's like all eyes on Ariana, but Pete would always joke when he was doing interviews, you know? He would always say, I can't believe she's still with me, or like, does she even know what I look like, or I can't believe we haven't broke up yet. So I can't imagine what Pete Davidson's going through, and I'm just so sad all around for everyone because breakups are never fun, but I think it's good for Ari to take time to herself.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, even not just even the Mac Miller thing, Manchester was just last year.
Right.
She's just gone through so much in the last year. Like,
so much.
This girl needs to take some time on her own, completely on her own, and just figure a lot of stuff out, you know?
Right. What were some of, I know you talked about fan reactions this morning.
Oh my God.
What were some of the fan reactions that people were saying?
You guys, someone started a GoFundMe page for Pete Davidson about him being homeless.
Which
because
is so messed up.
So messed up. There's a lot. There's like, Alexa, play Pete Davidson. There was that. I've seen a bunch of people's reactions. A lot of people are talking about the Pete Davidson song. Because here's the thing, you guys. She's going to go on tour. Is she going to sing it? I have so many questions.
I have a feeling they might get back together, but yeah, there's so much to think about. Where is this pig gonna live now? All the tattoos that they got, and maybe when Pete covered up that one tattoo behind his ear, remember the Ariana Grande bunny tattoo? He covered up with an A, which stands for Ariana, I believe, but still he covered it up, so maybe that's when stuff started to get weird. But also Pete lives with her and she pays for rent.
Yeah.
So now Pete has to move out. It's a whole thing. So if they get back tomorrow, I'm gonna be like,
they're definitely not gonna get back tomorrow.
You don't think so?
Why are we not saying together? Both of us missed the word together. We're like, back tomorrow. They're gonna be back.
Back together tomorrow. I don't know. I could see them getting back fairly soon. Maybe just Ari needs like a couple days to relax. All right, guys. Well, Drake spilled some tea over the weekend and told us that he wanted to have a family with Rihanna. So in the most recent episode of HBO's The Shop, Drake opened up about how he was hard on his parents regarding their relationship and not sticking together. However, he is now in his own unique situation that he wouldn't want his child to judge him for. He said, of course, as life takes shape and teaches you your own lessons, I end up in this situation where I don't have the fairy tale. And what he says next has people talking.
You know, where I don't have the fairy tale, like, oh, Drake started a family with Rihanna, and like, this is like so perfect. Or like, you know, Drake, it's like, it looks so good on paper.
I wanted that too.
Well, I mean,
and I didn't get it too.
By the way, I wanted that too.
Yep, you guys heard him correctly. He wanted to have a family with Rihanna at one point. I secretly, deep down, want Drake and Rihanna to be together still. I feel like they would be such a power couple. Yeah, they'd be like a Beyonce and Jay-Z.
They could tour together.
Yes.
I would love. Can we make this happen?
That would be everything. But unfortunately, you know, Drake says he didn't get the fairy tale, but he could still marry Rihanna.
It could still happen.
He could still have a kid with Rihanna.
Absolutely.
But Rihanna's still with that guy, right?
For now. All my Swifties out there know that Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift used to be besties super publicly. They posted about each other on social media. They were seen together all the time. But over the last year, they were barely photographed together. They didn't really talk about each other. It wasn't until Karlie was seen like backstage at a Taylor Swift concert a month or two ago that people were like, oh, maybe they are still friends. But finally, in a brand new interview with Vogue, Karlie has told us whether or not she's really friends with Taylor Swift.
What'd she say?
So Karlie appeared on Vogue's latest installment of 73 Questions, and when the interviewer asked if everything was cool between her and Taylor, Karlie confirmed that there is absolutely nothing to worry about, and even gave a special shout out to Jennifer Lawrence, who, if you didn't know, was concerned about the status of Karlie and Taylor's friendship that she admitted during a Q&A back in February.
I just gotta get this out of the way because the world deserves to know. But is everything cool with you and Taylor?
The world needs to know. Well, Jennifer Lawrence was interested. Jen, don't worry. Taylor and I are still really good friends.
I'm very happy that they're still friends because they were so close, and all of a sudden we just didn't see them together. But when you're super famous, you're probably way busier than I am, and like not alone in your apartment with your cats drinking wine. So like I get that they probably have hectic schedules that keep them apart.
Well, see, for me, and I know Taylor already did this 73 question Vogue thing, but I kind of want them to do it with Taylor again because I want to know why Taylor snubbed Karlie from the end of the Look What You Made Me Do music video.
Me too.
Like, why wasn't Karlie a name on the shirt? Or was she? And maybe it was like on a part of the shirt we didn't see.
Very possible, but I feel like she would have responded if that was the case. But also, that could totally happen, her being on 73 Questions again, because Taylor has how many houses?
I know.
There's so many houses we can see.
That's so true. Well, get ready, you guys, because another royal baby is on the way. Kensington Palace first announced the news on Twitter early this morning saying, quote, Their Royal Highness the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are very pleased to announce that the Duchess of Sussex is expecting a baby in the spring of 2019. Try saying the Duchess of Sussex 10 times fast. They continued on to tweet, quote, Their Royal Highnesses have appreciated all of the support they have received from people around the world since their wedding in May and are delighted to be able to share this happy news with the public. Meghan Markle is reportedly 12 weeks along and expecting this spring. In the past, the couple has expressed their desire to start a family, so it was really only a matter of time, and that time is now. Meghan and Harry are currently on a royal tour in Australia right now. Honestly, good for Meghan and Harry. I feel like, don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel like the royal family has like a pressure to pop out babies because like, it's always like a lineage, right? Like it's like, well, if God forbid something happens to this child, like who would be in charge?
You're popping out royalty.
I know, but I actually feel like genuinely deep down, Meghan and Harry wanted to have a kid and a family on their own. But can we talk about how cute this baby is gonna be?
That's what I was thinking.
This is gonna be like the most stunning royal baby we've ever seen. Move over Prince George. I love Prince George.
All right, you guys, before we go, I really need to know, so following this Ariana and Pete breakup, do you think that Ariana will still perform Pete Davidson when she goes on tour? Will she change the name of the song? I don't know.
Let us know. Do you guys think she's gonna get her tattoos covered up? Or I actually wanna know, do you think Pete and Ari are gonna get back together? Because I kind of have a feeling they are. Renee doesn't think so.
I don't think so.
But thanks for tuning in, guys. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Naz Perez.
And I'm at Renee Ariel.
And we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye. But before you guys go, make sure you click that box right over there to see what Jake Paul had to say to his fans.
You're gonna wanna see it. But then make sure to click here because we're back here all the time.
Yeah, guys.
Come see us.
Click it.